So we have a brand new evolution, and it is for the French nation. We've been basically going round and round with these. We've had Brazil, we've had America, we've had England. There's been a lot, and it's finally France's turn. So it is a max 88 overall, 89 acceleration, obviously has to be France, maximum playstyles of 7, and playstyle pluses as 1. In this, we're going to get the long ball plus, the technical plus, and also the aerial plus. So this has a pretty good balance to it. I could see midfielders, I could see strikers depending on what their playstyle is. I don't know if I could see wingers. Wingers potential, but it would have to be a different type. And then possibly a CDM. More than likely not centre back, just because I don't think we need technical or long ball plus. The aerial's nice, but it'll have to mean they have anticipate. But obviously there is only a small pool of players that you can go with. So straight off the bat, 88 being the max, is going to be like a 95 in the overall. You are going to get a little bit of a weak foot. I think you only get 1 plus on there, and obviously everything else is there. So play styles as well. We get relentless, we get dead ball, and we get finesse shot as just the normal. Now with Greasy, he would have the finesse shot already, so that would be fantastic for the plus. And to be honest, doesn't look a bad striker whatsoever. Now the question is, who else can we do? Because obviously Greasy is going to be up there. There is icons that are available as well, like any other. And the big one that we're seeing right now is a big boy Patrick. Now, if you've managed to already have him in your team, you are laughing. Straight away when looking at this, I think for me, the first 3 that pop out, maybe Blanc as well as an honourable mention, is Griezmann, Varane, because we haven't seen anything of him, and Patrick because he's so expensive anyway. There is obviously a lot of others. Saliba's never a bad shout. He already does have the anticipate. So if you haven't quite got the 98 or you've maybe not got the 94, it's a potential to go for him. There's obviously a multiple amount that you can go with. If we was looking at him in comparison to his team of the season, you get a decent amount more on the defending physical. Pace goes up by 2. Dribbling wise is up by 2 as well. And he will have the quadruple playstyle plus rather than the triple. Now he does have the intercept and the slide tackle plus, so they are very good, but we know the aerial plus is absolutely broken in itself. If we was to have a look at obviously the footwears and what the major ones are, obviously they are going to be like we've suggested. Patrick Vieira is going to be number 1 there. We're going to be seeing Varane because we still need to get a big upgrade for him. Now, depending on where your club's sitting, what you've got in your club will depend on who you go for this, to be honest, because there is so many options that you can actually go with. I think Patrick has to be number 1, but it's going to require you to have him because he is going to be so difficult to pack, or not to, well, even to pack in general, yeah, it's going to still be difficult, but to be able to buy him, he's going to be extinct and you are going to have to snipe, and every single bot is going to be against him because he's just going to be one of them ones where you only find literally for a second. As you can see here, we were literally off. But if you are trying to snipe him, it's just going to be ridiculous because there is going to be everybody going for him right now. Because when we look at his other version, his lovely 90, I think it's 96, even if we was to look at the team of the season one, to be honest as well, it's just so expensive. It really is that sort of level. When we look at Patrick's upgrade for this, it's definitely the best. I do love his 90, his 96. 93 is definitely not a bad option as well, but he's coming in at 760, whereas if you was to be able to snipe him, then you would get a 95 out of him. And in terms of the difference in stats, we've got the same pace, 2 better off shooting, 1 better passing, 1 better dribbling, 4 better defending, and 3 better on the physicality. And he is a 3-4. So unfortunately, he isn't a 4-4 like his team of the year, which is fair enough. And obviously in terms of playstyle pluses, intercept, block, and he's got block, aerial, technical, and long ball pass, which I think I can definitely get behind. He most definitely is a target that I would really like to have. Now this evolution does have a long amount of days to go. You've obviously got 27 days till it fully expires and 20 days to get it before it actually you can't unlock anything with it. Now if you are not willing to sit there and kind of try and get Vieira off a random snipe, which is going to be just crazy in itself, Varane's never going to be a bad option. He might be a little bit difficult to pack as well, or to try and get, Griezmann's probably your best shout, to be honest. I think he's got loads of versions, which is the only kind of downside to him. More than likely, you've maybe seen the team of the season, maybe you've seen a fantasy by now, so it is a very difficult one to go with, but it's still a one that you could go with because he is only gold, so you're going to have more ability to be able to snipe him than you are everybody else. If we fully evolve everybody here, there is obviously going to be a few that you can get from SBCs, obviously like somebody like... Who was it? I've just seen him a second ago. Trezeguet was an SBC, I'm pretty sure. You obviously had Blanc as an SBC way back when. You have... I'm trying to think anybody else who's an SBC. In fact, there's probably more than I'm just not thinking of. Let's go back to the legibility because I could probably guess from there then. So Blanc was an SBC way back when. I'm pretty sure Trezeguet was, or I'm thinking maybe his winter wildcard more than anything. That was the winter wildcard there. Okay, that makes more sense. I think Guendouzi was, but I don't know if it was an objective, to be honest. I know the PSV lad was definitely an objective. You obviously got the squad foundation players. You got a Giroud objective. Is it Axel? No. Diassi? Yeah, it is Axel. He was an SBC. He actually weren't bad priced as well, to be fair to him. You've also got other icons that you can throw in here also. You've got Makalele there. You have got a bit of Pires as well. So it's not necessarily just Vieira as such, but he's definitely going to be the front man on this that really kind of is what everybody wants, because the card is just broken in itself. He's a very, very good defensive midfielder. Now, in terms of what you actually get back from this, if you see evolution, we've obviously got 2 matches, 4 matches, so 6, and then you've got to at least play the 3 rivals, so you've got 9 at the absolute minimum if you manage to absolutely win everything else. And in terms of what upgrades you do get, it's always better off here. I don't know why Footbin don't do it where you can see this list. You got 7 overall, 5 pace, 7 passing, 7 dribbling, 8 on the shooting, 7 physical, 8 defending, and a little weak foot upgrade as well. It's a very decent one for the France. I must admit, I feel like everybody else's was a little bit only okay, really. Like Brazil was definitely a good one as well, and it will always matter on what playstyle pluses you get. Like for instance, with the Dutch one, you've got technical, Trivela, incisive. Sometimes it can be very, it's very specific to a certain position. When you look at something like the American one, you've got the quick step, tiki-taka and finesse. That's going to be really good for cams, mainly because they know they've got Donovan there. So it's just interesting to see the difference between them. And then I believe they're the only ones we've got left. Oh, you got the German one still there. So that's got 5 days to go. Again, Rapid, Deadball, Trivela. Such a different amount of playstyle pluses there that you can go with. Like the Rapid and the Trivela is going to be more for shooting, and then they throw in a cheeky dead ball, which is what it is. Overall though, I think it's a very, very good one to do. I would definitely be checking my club to see if I've got a Vieira or not, and then failing that, I'd be looking at where my positions are needed really for it. If you got like a centre mid, CDM, cam striker that kind of needs that upgrade from the French nation, then it's possible to go with that rather than trying to find Vieira. But if you can kind of withhold yourself and really try and grind him out, if maybe you go a week or 2 from now when we get closer to the end of the upgrade or the evolution, then you might be able to get Vieira a little bit easier than sniping him like every single time. But he is going to be difficult because, let's face it, he's not in massive amounts of packs. Everything's untradeable, so unless you got him right at the start when this first came out, knowing that you could evolve him, he's going to be very, very hard to find. You might be able to find a couple of snipes on him, but to be able to snipe him, you've got to be inch perfect on actually getting on the card, to be honest. But overall, big dub again. I like this evolution. Let me know down below what you think, and I will catch you all for the next one. Peace.